What up? I'm Rhino, and I'm going to show you how to grout wall tile. I'm going to have to mute the TV because copyright infringement bullshit, so I was listening to, some rock and roll, but we're going to grout this wall tile, and then we're going to grout the floor of it. You do the wall first, tape off all your sides that are going to get wet or possibly have grout on them so you can sponge them off in a minute here. You want your grout thick when you're doing wall tile. And I mean thick, so that it doesn't pull out of the seams, the grout lines. So you're going to see a lot on my backside right now, but you don't have much of a choice. I will set it up over here for now. That way, you can see it from the side. Let's see if we got a good view here. How's that? That works pretty good. Alright, so you're going to start at the bottom and work your way up. And what you want to do is you don't want to trowel your grout lines like this and fall into the line after you got grout in it. Every time you grout, you want to go at a 45-degree angle like this. You have to do it in some spots, but that's why you go across it. When you fall into this line, you're going to have to come back and trowel it up like this with your grout trowel. It's a spongy, smooth edge. So let's get rolling. I'm going to start on the edge so you can see how I do it, and then I'll come into the corner and we'll be done with that. And then I'll make a part 2 video when I do the floor. It's a messy job. This shit ain't easy. It's easy. Settle down, dude. So you come into it. You notice that last part, I didn't drop back down on the bottom so that I can hit that grout line at an angle. It doesn't matter if you leave a bunch behind because you're going to sponge it up anyways. You want to get enough into that groove. And whatever's on the ground here, you're going to use on the ground anyway. But we want to do this fast because this stuff dries pretty quickly, especially when you mix it like I did. But when you go to 45-degree angle, it keeps the grout flat, so when you sponge it, you're not taking too much out. This is the technique I've always done. I've been doing this stuff since I was, 15. Coming out here from Chicago to do dance floors with my brother. But always do your finish line at an angle. The bottom doesn't really matter. You're going to come across and do it anyways, again, when you do the floor. That way it keeps your trowel from dropping into the groove. Makes it a lot easier. So we'll do the bottom all the way up. And pull it at an angle. There's 2 edges. There's a square edge on one end of the trowel and a round edge on the other. I don't like using the round edge when I'm doing this. Anything you pull out, you can fix later when when you're sponging it. You can always grab a little out of the bucket with your finger and fill it in. It's gonna look like shit until you clean it up. Poops. It's gonna look poopy. So I used about a half a bag. This big ass grout line right here in the back corner. I'm gonna suck a lot of it up. I'm just trying to get it into the corner right now from this angle. So I'm using the bottom edge of the trowel. I don't need to get it in here yet until I get there. Once you get there, you're there, right? goes fairly fast. As you can see, we haven't even been in it 5 minutes and we got half this wall almost done. So now work your way up. Anything that falls, you can grab it. Like this, and bring it back up at an angle. So you're not ripping out what you put in already at the seam. But you want to smash it in on the corners, the edge lines. You can see it's already starting to dry. Stay in a line, do a pattern, creature of habit. Get it on your fingers, throw it in the bucket. Clean your trowel out every once in a while. Wear some dirty old shorts so you can go like this. You want your wall grout a little thicker than when you do your thin set. I used fire mastic on this wall. I didn't feel like doing acrylic mastic or acrylic admix in my thin set. It'll be fine. I do get this firebox up to about, I don't know, 600-700 degrees at times when it's cold in the wintertime. Moving right along. Keep going in your corner, don't forget, because as you go up, it's going to start to dry up quickly. Smash it in there. Come back, whatever you drop on the ground, bring it up. Smash it in there. Don't forget the bottom. Bring it all with you, because it dries quickly. And you want to pack these because the heat coming off this thing's going to be pretty gnarly. Like I said, I get it up to 700 degrees sometimes. I use my thermometer and laser beam and check it. I don't want it glowing. Glowing's probably around 1200 degrees, but you don't want that in a house with wall tile like this. It's too hot, plus it's bad for the box itself. So I always try to use the edge of the trowel, whatever's on the edge here, to smash it into the groove and get it in there. You can also bring some up the bucket and then scrape it out like that, and then it'll be on the trowel. Then you can push it in. It's a mess, man, trust me. Clean it up quick too. You want to let it sit for about 10-15 minutes, but not too long, because if you do, it's going to be harder to clean up. Black grout's the worst. Colors, I don't know why, but for some reason they want to tend to stick to your surface you're grouting on the face of the tiles. So that's how you do it right there. Any low spots, go over it at an angle. you're going to wipe it down really wet anyways. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. This isn't a rush job. You don't want to, do it so fast because you're in a hurry. You're not in a hurry, man. Take your time. Go over it thoroughly. Anything you spill, chuck it back in the bucket. Because you can always add a little bit of water, not too much, and mix it back up. Always save about, a quarter bag of what you have supply-wise so that you can mix it up and thicken it up a little bit if you put too much water in. We're almost there. I want to do this corner really good. If you notice that it's shallow in one of the grooves, press it in like I just did, because I noticed that the one right here, that second line out, was pretty shallow. I'm going to start doing this other wall. I think I'm going to wipe down both walls and do the grout on the floor last and kind of get it done quick, because like I said, I don't want my grout to dry up. You don't want to mix up too much, but you don't want to have not enough and have to go running out there and mix up another batch. Some people like a formula. I do it by feel on how much grout I need. Sometimes in corners like this, the round edge of the trowel is a good idea to use it, so you can definitely know you're filling everything in and not pulling it out. That's what I'm going to do this last run right here. I'm just trying to fill this last 1.5 inch groove off the wall. Once I got that filled, I can go around the corner, go in the corner with the round edge of the trowel, and make sure I got it filled in, because I don't want that to be thin. And that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to pack it. And then I'll finish it with the round edge. And I want to pack the whole corner first. So I'm packing it right now. I know it's filled, because right now I got gaps. I can see it. Okay, I think I got it pretty packed. Now I'm going to clean the edges of the trowel with my finger and chuck it back in. I'm telling you secrets that I've learned since I was a kid, so don't go sharing this shit with your friends. No, I'm kidding. But now you can see the trowel's all clean on both sides. Clean up your edges of your bucket before you go messing around with anything else. And keep it down on the bottom. Less air getting to it, it'll last longer, because I got, that much in the bottom of the bucket right now. I wanted to make sure I had enough to do both walls and the floor pretty much in one run. So now I'll clean up this corner. We'll do this side first, because it's almost drying. Corner. That's gonna look good. Now we're gonna transfer over, clean this up, I'm using the round edge on the bottom because it's a corner. You don't want to get too sloppy with this stuff because you're trying to make a clean mess. Let's just say. Okay, so queso, is that cheese in Spanish? Yes, it is. Pick up all the chunks. Oh, they're still wet, so I'm gonna go outside and spin this before I start doing this other wall here. I think I got it good enough. Just spin it up with the trowel and the bucket. Fuck it, do it in the bucket. I see a gap, but we're gonna leave it. Actually, I'm gonna fill it in. I don't like it. There goes Rusty Rogers. That's a little Honda 50 I fixed for him. Not a 50, it's a little Honda 90. Trail 90. Okay, we're going to do this wall. Then we're going to clean this one. And clean this one. Then we'll do the bottom. Okay. I can't count how many people I've fought with over grouting and how the technique is by going at an angle to keep the lines full, because when you drop into it, it sucks it, it pushes it right out, you know, so that's a bad technique to use when you're doing your grout. On any tile, you want to, some tiles are shaped funky, so you kind of end up falling into the grout line with the edge of the trowel, which it's a pain in the butt. I'll admit it. I've done subway tiles, I think in one of my other videos below, where it's a dome kind of pyramid shape across it, and when you're doing it at an angle, you end up filling from pyramid to pyramid, so you got this big trough full of grout from tile to tile, and the grout line's in the middle. It's damn near impossible to keep that from happening and falling in the grout line. But when you're doing those, it should be, you know, less than an 1/8 inch grout line anyway. Let it slide down. I need it down there anyway. Smash that button, subscribe to my channel. I do this a lot of instructional videos and how-tos, from dirt bikes to carburetor repair, you name it. I do it all. But with my new job at Amazon, I ain't gonna be doing this much longer. But I'll have stuff on how to repair your stuff. If you need anything and you don't know how to do it, send me a message, PM me, and I'll do my best to explain whatever your problem is that you're dealing with. on anything you got. I mean, I got a lot of construction experience, finish work. You can see all the finish work that I've done in here. I'll show you more of that later when I get to doing the trim on this fireplace. So just follow along. You'll see. Rhino does it all. Got a lot of instructional videos on here. At any rate, whenever you're doing this, you're going to break a sweat. Uh-oh. Chopper coming. I gotta hurry up because that wall's getting dry. You can see it. My metal shop teacher in high school, back in Grant High School in Fox Lake, Illinois, Mr. Capron said, "You know what, Mully? Know when to leave well enough alone. When in doubt, know when to leave well enough alone. Otherwise, you start putting too much effort into things, and you screw up what you got." It makes a lot of sense. So that's self-discretion, I guess you'd call it. Old Cap, Mr. Capron. He was our wrestling coach. I can tell you fucking stories all day long about that guy. You never really want to try and pull down on the grout lines. Everything works from the bottom up. So that one last move I noticed I was going the wrong way. I pulled some out of this corner right here. Unless you're finishing it up, you'll see a gap if it's getting too dry. I'm pulling it around. Oh man, that's about it. I'm just going to go ahead and grout the whole thing right now. Let it dry. Grab a sandwich because I'm hungry. I think I got enough to finish the floor right here, yeah. So pick up these chunks. I'm going to spin it up in the bucket. It only takes a minute to do the floor anyways, it's real easy. Now I'm going to make part 2 for you. Clean up the edge, hit it with the grout trowel, get everything off the walls of the bucket, down on the bottom. I think it'll be alright. I need to spin it. It's going to be good. tarp out. Let this sit outside to dry. Hold it back. Rinse off your hands right quick. Yeah, we're going to grout this really quick on the floor because that wall needs to dry. That one's ready to sponge right now. I'll set up the camera so you can see me do the floor. Give me a second here. Grab a piece of tape for the camera. Bloody. That'll work. I need a piece of cheese. Turkey real quick. I'm starving. You can sit there and watch grout dry. Turkey and cheese roll. What? Fuck it. I'm talking to the camera for 28 minutes. I thought it was off. I was like, wow, all that wasted time talking to you idiots for nothing? No. You're smart if you're watching me do this. You want to let the wall grout sit in the grooves for a while. Let it kind of harden up because you can always use the backside of a piece of carpet to polish up the tiles a little bit. It's getting a little shaky there for coffee's a little strong. Oh, nice, huh? Sorry about that. I had to get a little nutrition in me. Started falling out. I'm just gonna bang it out real quick. One trick I like to do when I'm setting my tiles to keep you from having to clean a shitload of grout lines is, say you've got all this done right here, tiled in, and you're gonna set this row. What you do is you set this tile in this corner and push it in and pull it out. Push it down and pull it out. But before you do that, take your finger, clean your thin side out, chuck it in the field, then set your piece in so your grout line's clean then. Set your piece in right up next to these two tiles. Set it down, push it out, get your line set, put your spacers in, then push it into your spacers. A lot of guys like to just slap the tiles in, and that leaves your grout lines dirty as hell. When I was a kid and I did the dance floors, my brother was a pig and so was his partner Cliff. Man, I had to clean grout lines with screwdrivers, and I probably went through 5 screwdrivers on one dance floor. What a nightmare. That was a pain in the ass. Let me tell you, son. Always hydrate. A little bit of Gatorade too. I recommend the Fierce Blue Cherry. This stuff is bomb. It's like crack to me now. Restore your electrolytes real quick here. Later on we'll get a Monster Nuts and we'll be rolling. Let's do this. Mix this up a little bit. Dump it out. Now, should get me pretty far. Always tape off any molding or wood or anything you don't want to get grout on. This stuff is a mess and it will stain the wood if it's bare and raw wood like I got around the edge here. I want to leave it raw. That way I can sand it down and varnish won't get scratched. See what I mean by going at a 45? You scrape across the top of the lines. If you come here at an angle, boom, it drops in it like that. And then you're actually pushing grout out. So when you sponge it, you're not going to have enough in there. It's good practice to go like this. This is how you do a big floor. Like that. Get a little rhythm in it. You can always go back over it. Make sure it's all full. So yeah, I have plenty of grout in here. That's just was way more than enough than I needed. Half a bag, I didn't know. It's been a while since I've grouted, so you always want to leave, like I said, mix up a quarter bag, and that's it. the other way. I don't have to, but I want to make sure this line right here is got enough in it. The edge. I'm pushing down kind of hard too, so I can scrape it. I did not grout this edge right here with a big grout line because I'm going to put silicone in there, some gray silicone after I'm done, cleaned up and dry. In another couple days, we'll put that in there, seal up that edge. You just know some knucklehead's going to spill a beer on this. So we'll seal it in a couple days. That's it, we're done. Dump your grout, your leftover grout out on a piece of cardboard or plastic. And then immediately clean your bucket and your trowel. Otherwise, the next time you go to use it, it's going to be a nightmare. And you won't have a clean tool to use. It's one of my pet peeves is clean your shit, dude. Clean your grout trowels, clean your thin set trowels, your notch trowels, right after you're done. Don't let them sit overnight and dry. Think that they're going to clean themselves up in the morning, because they won't. There's no elves that come around to clean up all your tools. It will not happen, and you will be bummed. And you'll be going, man, I wish I could listen to Rhino. Man, that guy's pretty smart when it comes to working on construction and stuff like that. Yeah, you will be bummed. Because that's how I was raised. My brother did that shit to me, and I had to clean up all the stuff the next day. Let's just get out of here, dude. Why? You got a date? And that's what you do, brother. That's how you do it. 39 minutes. Done deal. So we're going to sponge this up really quick here, and I'll show you how to do that next. Late.